Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Nimbatus with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to a brand new update which has made the campaign, in my opinion, way more enjoyable and way more balanced. So now, among a lot of other things, we now have a threat modifier in terms of every time you get hit by an enemy, you will actually get threat reduced. So once you get caught by the corporation, you actually lose threat, rather than just sticking at 100% and then being attacked over and over and over again, making it very, very difficult once you've hit 100% threat to ever get out of the galaxy. Now it's a little bit more lenient. On top of this, we now have health out of 4, so rather than simply losing a percentage of health, you now lose 1 out of 4 health every time you get attacked, which I think makes it a lot easier to kind of decide on risks, since before, the percentage you lost was also equivalent to the amount of threat you had, or at least it was modified by how much threat you had. The more threat you had, the more damage you took when you were attacked. At least, that's how I think it worked. Either way, this makes it a lot more simplified, which I'm very happy with, being a simple person. Again, there are a lot more updates to cover, including the fact that now, once you go to a new galaxy, there is always going to be a minimum amount of shops per galaxy, so you can get your threat reduced, so suddenly the red resource is even more valuable. And something I'm particularly happy with, they have lowered the drop rate of bioweapons, because I kept on getting them, and apparently so was everyone else. It wasn't just my terrible luck, apparently bioweapons were very, very prevalent. So with all those changes, and a whole host more, I think it's time to call an end to the engineer campaign. So today, we're just going to keep on going until we're destroyed, unless we somehow manage to survive a really, really long time. So what I would like to do is make a brand new drone straight away, and what I would like is a sort of finished version of the missile drone, but this time I want to use the drone itself, the main body part, and we simply spawn in missiles. So the missiles, of course, will be of TNT, and that will be the main weapon of the drone, although I would also like some frost weapons or something like that, so that we can do other missions as well. Essentially, it's the finished engineer design. I also apologise if I sound a bit weird today. I'm fighting off a summer cold, and it is absolutely kicking my butt. Okay, so there we go. That will be where the missile is spawned. So first of all then, we need to figure out how the missile is going to work. We could have multiple, so we have missiles going every way in front of us, and then that way it's just destroy everything. Or we could have a single missile with a much faster reload time. Or we could have a missile that would follow the mouse. A homing missile, now that would be really cool. And then we have loads of TNT, so it just blows up anything it touches. Kind of being sold by that. Okay, let's go with that idea then. So we're going to connect it here, so the very back section, which will be the thruster, is the connecting point, so it can be as far away as possible from the main drone. What we're going to want then is a directional sensor at its front. And this is going to follow the cursor, lovely. And then it's going to need some serious turning capabilities. After that, just loads of TNT. We could also give it a proximity sensor, so that it will detonate as soon as it hits a target. But honestly, I think manual detonation will be the best for this. So, yeah, let's go with pure manual. There we are, nice and simple. And that's going to hurt a lot. So something like that. Well, for a missile, it's more of a drone by itself, honestly. The problem is, that's going to be really slow and not all that missile-like, so perhaps something smaller and faster spawning instead. I would like it to have some serious speed to it, otherwise, I don't know, it'll just feel worse. It'll be more effective like this, but let's have some more fun with it. And as you can see, I'm also spawning in some fuel each time, which I really don't need to do now I think about it. That's just going to slow down the spawn rate. Instead, all we're going to do is have a decoupler at the back, and we will drop some fuel and energy and everything else when we start the mission. My mind kind of trailed off there. Yeah, we'll then drop the resources and everything else. I have completely changed my mind. Okay, instead, we're going to go back with the idea of dumb missiles, because honestly, I just didn't like how that was working out. The faster I made the missile, the less effective the mouse control would be, and we would end up needing so much turning capability to make it really effective. Instead, how about we keep this drone as a non-self-writing drone, a non-self-correcting drone, and then we simply aim by turning the drone. I think it'll be more fun, more interactive, which is the important thing there. And it means I can fire multiple missiles at once, which will make me happy. So what we'll need then is... where are you? There you are. Just one of those each. Lovely. And then... where's the proximity sensor? Let's have it more like this. There we are. So this way it'll go off all by itself. I mean, it's a missile. It's ugly, but it's a missile. Okay, that spike will never actually hit anything, so there's no point in that. But yeah, so just have each of these as a different button. And there we are. Then all we need to do is make sure these thrusters aren't active unless the missile is shot. But saying that, that's actually not going to be a concern, because we're going to decouple and print at the same time. It means I'm never going to be holding them, because that'll just add extra weight and make the drone more difficult to control. So there is no need for that, so we can save on logic parts. How about something more like this? Yes, that's going to hit everything. The only danger is these TNT are actually just about in range of the drone to begin with, but thankfully the sensor isn't anywhere near us, and as long as I don't send them out as soon as something's right up in front of us, I should be okay. Okay, I think it's about time we do a test. So then, let's just go here. Destroy the CORP laboratory. This will give us coolers finally, and another resource collector. Not exactly useful there, but still. Air resistance is high. I hate those worlds. Oh well, oh look. It also has the mined tritium and mined unobtainium, both on 0%. Does that mean now that worlds will permanently lose their resource once you grab them? Once again, let's find out. Good bit of defense work there, lads. There we go. Wait until they fire and then return fire. I like this drone. Let's go find the other labs. I don't know if I've mentioned this already, but if you look in the top right, you can see that we have not instantly discovered everything, which means we need to discover it ourselves, which is definitely a change I am a big fan of. It also says how much resource we've mined even when we're here, which is great. That way we're not constantly hunting for resources which may not exist. TNT mining! Not as effective as I first would have thought. Lovely. Ignore the fact half of my drone is currently missing. I may have accidentally blew myself up whilst I was trying to harvest something. I literally pressed the wrong button. But still, there we go. And one thing I would like to do to this drone is add some shields to the missiles themselves. So now if we go to this world, yep, the tritium, I want to call it tritium, has been harvested, and so has the unobtainium. Wonderful. Talking right now is very difficult. My throat's slowly closing up. So, would adding shields to you be worth it? It kind of would, plus they wouldn't be on for too long. The problem is we don't actually have enough shields, so unless we lower the amount of missiles, that really wouldn't function. I'm also considering lowering the explosive radius, so that way we wouldn't end up with all of them being destroyed so easily. Maybe scaling it back to 10. Of course, the problem is there is that now we're less likely to hit a target with multiple of the explosives. But, once again, not all of them will detonate after one is hit, since they do part ways so quickly. No, I think sticking with 20 is probably best. Just because this way, again, multiple of the explosions will overlap, thus doing 500 damage over and over again. Especially good versus buildings and turrets. A major thing I didn't mention earlier was this. With the new threat system, you don't get attacked until you hit 100%. Then you get attacked and you lose threat. Bit of a big deal for me to forget to mention, but still, this is so much changed. Oh, I saw some snake eggs underground over there. Slowly mining with the power of frost. Some backwards thrusters would actually make this a lot easier to control as well. We are not firing the missiles here because they will hit the outskirts and they will destroy me. Oh, the snake's nearby, so let's run. Oh, come on, we're so close. No! Long lasers. Okay, that I am happy with. And so we can choose to move over here or over here. Well, obviously this is the safer route, and I can't see any benefit of going this way unless there's some particularly good items. Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty nice. It's a lot of resource there. That's a lot of resource and some weapons, which is also what I want. Oh, and that's loads of resources. Wow, a co-op laboratory on one of those planets. That's amazing. Over here, collect the relic, destroy the snake eggs. Okay, obviously we're going for this. And then we'll do this and do our very first collect metallic bio barrels. So I should be hit now. Yeah, there we go. We lose 50% of our threat, but we also lose one of our health. That is so much now easier to predict and figure out what's going to happen. Why am I speaking so weirdly today? Anyway, let's go and destroy things. Yes. I love frost weapons, but their lack of damage, yeah, maybe I should go back to using half frost and half kinetic. But I just like the idea of freezing everything I'm attacking. Is that so wrong? Yeah, lack of damage is kind of horrendous. On the upside, I can do this. Perfect. What I like is, as well, the missiles will actually have a little bit of your drone's momentum when you fire them. So if you're turning to the left, they kind of arc to the left with you, which is really interesting. Aha, hello. That's most of its health gone in a quick hit and run. Lovely. Now let's go and get some resources before we leave. I've also now set it so every time we fire the missiles, I'm also dropping a single battery, because A, it actually makes a really good distraction item, and B, almost unlimited power, since all of these are tied to us because we are, of course, the engineer. Which is pretty darn awesome. Apparently one of the thrusters somehow managed to survive. Two of them did. That could be a problem. Did one of the thrusters end up in here? I don't even want to know what's going on there. Finally, the barrels. I'm just going to be really careful and take one at a time. Whoops. That's why. Or I could just do this. Who needs a magnet? Well, this is silly. That makes 2. All done. Now I'll hunt for some resources, though I haven't seen any on the surface, and once again, digging in these kind of planets is an absolute nightmare. There also just seems to be very little resource, honestly. It seems like the lava planets are definitely the best for resource, at least in terms of red, but sometimes even yellow. These planets just seem devoid of anything. There's absolutely nothing on the outside, and I really can't be bothered to go hunting for too long, but let's have a quick look-see. Ooh, meteors. Tiniest little bit of red resource. Really? How is the corporation down here? I'm assuming this is the center of the planet because these meteors have fallen down here and have, well, kind of got stuck. That just looks so weird. And I can't be bothered anymore. Sure. Lovely. And that means we can go to the next galaxy. Sadly, still not here yet. Now that looks nice. That's a really nice short laser. Though, by the looks of things, the range may have been really low there. Let me have a quick look-see at that weapon. Weapons, laser. Nope, no, for a second there I thought it was smaller than usual. That's okay. Oh, minus 80% energy usage. We can spam these if we get more of them. Sadly, of course, that's a bit difficult to do. So where are we going next then? Let's have a look, see. Is there any shops nearby? That could be a shop. In fact, it probably is, since it's in the middle of a normal system. That's probably a resource planet, so we kind of want to go after the shop to heal up. Freeze lava fountains. Ooh, rare weapons. Eliminate the hammerheads. That should be easy. Now we have our current drone. Let's go do that. Yep, lava planets are definitely the best for resources. Wow. Yes, please. Oh, but I'm going to ignore that for now because, you know, don't want to burn. Hello. Lovely. Now I'll just back off until we're able to do that again. I'm now remembering how bad these weapons are at freezing targets. Yeah. We can only attack the hammerheads with the missiles. That was painful. There we go. Got 2 of them straight away. And now we'll just go and collect resources. Whoops. Excuse me. I'm fairly certain these will actually heat us up, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. So let's just get rid of this first. Be very careful. Don't want to burn to death. Yep, they definitely do. Bit of resource wasted, but that was way faster. Well, nothing this way anyway, so let's look elsewhere. 1000 HP. Yep, the thrusters are still surviving because they have more health than the TNT does damage. So there's two ways we can fix this. Either we have less missiles and they have 2 TNT each. This would make them far more deadly, but less of a spread shot, which is kind of a shame. Or we could have it so that they're not constantly moving forwards. And to do this is a really simple one. Where is it? The buffer gate continues to activate the output key for a specified time after the input key was pressed. So, the input key will just be the release button, then it will activate their thrusters for, let's say, 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, it will stop using them. Now, it will still activate the ones left over the next time I fire the missiles, but it won't be constant, and thus, I won't end up losing a shield from a random thruster to the face. I'm afraid, though, with that, I am all out of time for today's episode, and my throat is starting to close up, so I think it's a good time to end this. You may have noticed a lot of silent clips throughout this video, because talking hurts. Either way, though, I am really happy with this drone, at least as a concept. I made it a bit quickly and a bit haphazardly, because I thought the Engineer campaign would still be coming to an end really soon. It seems like, though, we are going to be able to go through a few more galaxies if we want to, and there's still a lot to test out with the Engineer. We can make little drones that follow us, we could go back to the idea of having a missile following the mouse. There's lots of stuff we can do, and even messing around with gravity and magnets, because that's always fun as well. And in fact, I do kind of want to have the factory spawn in controllable spinners, because they can be fun as well, especially when digging, and that would make everything so much easier when trying to harvest resources. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Nimbatus is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.